Good morning. This is the revision class for software engineering. That revision, let me begin with I3 question paper, right? Then the CRs, Ashish and Arpita, can decide about how and at what frequency we have to meet every week until you people come for the laboratory activities on 21st of this month. Until that, it will go right, and there is no limit that it can be in the evening also, in the morning also, preferably morning 8 to 9 so that I can complete the work and get into my task. Otherwise, I have to keep on postponing with one or the other reasons, right? I will come back to this at the end of this. Now look into how do we write the answer, right? What kind of questions that we get it, right? And how do we write the answer? That is the most important thing. Okay, let's begin with 1 minute. I'll keep one marker ready here so that I can, I'm sorry, not this. I can keep the marker. Yeah, that's ready. Okay. Look at that. Prepare a business scenario. All of you look into that. See, whenever such a scenario is there, always you need to write whether you it is mentioned or not. You need the context. You need a proper business scenario. When I talk about the business scenario, it need not be pages together and all. Depending on the marks, depending on what has been asked, right, you will be preparing a small scenario. It could be something like consider that ATM operations where people do like this, do like this, do like this. In this situation, what we can do, right? Stating a business scenario is the most important thing for getting the marks, right? Getting the marks. That's one thing. Now look at that. With reference to that scenario, you need to explain the condition testing, right? Please look into that, right? Now, how do we write the answer for this? That's a very important thing. Now, so consider this particular business scenario. Now, consider that, say if your age, I'll write simply, if the age greater than, right, 18, right, right, and this logical and, right, then it is a female, right, right, and or say for example or, right, say age, okay, greater than 70. Now look at that. Now this is the one. I am translating the business scenario in the form of an expression, right? Now consider that you are traveling in a train, and the IRCTC has come with a special scheme that when if age greater than 18 and they are female, right? Please look into that. Or for anybody, right, whose age is greater than 70, right? Then 10% concession will be given in traveling any class. Yes, okay, consider this is a kind of scenario that you are selecting. Have you understood the meaning of scenario, all of you?
Yes.
When I talk about the scenario could be one line, scenario could be 4 line, scenario could be half a page paragraph, depending on your competency. Now I am making very simplified one because in a short 15 minutes, okay, I can cover rest all the things. Right. So IRCTC has come out with a special scheme where anybody who has got the age greater than 18 and they are female, or anybody irrespective of the gender, if they are greater than their age is greater than 70, right, 10% concession will be given. Okay, they wanted to propose this. This is a scenario, and this situation, the notifications are given to the software development cell, right, where they can accommodate all those things immediately, right? And test case is to be developed for this, whether the notification works implemented in software properly or not. And testing cell have been also notified that whatever the feature they have added in the software IRCTC, which will be effective from next day morning, right? In the night, they are supposed to test all these things, trial, and give a report to the railway ministry or the manager of software development cell. This is a small 4-line scenario. right? For the given scenario, right, okay, the programming statement, it looks like this. Now we need to develop a condition testing for that, right? So what are the conditions? Now conditions, when you look at that, right, conditions are nothing but, this is one condition, age greater than 18, right? And the gender, okay, that is a female, this is another condition, right? And I can call it as a condition, C1 condition, C2, right? Put together, I call the complex condition as a C3, right? Then you have an age greater than this. This is another condition called C4, right? These are the possibilities, right? Now look at that. I'll be preparing a table. All of you look into that, right? When I develop a condition testing, I will ensure that this. See, this is C1, right? This is C2. Okay, I don't write C3 because put together there is a C1 and C2. Then I have a C4, right? Now, okay, I have a test case, right? I'll develop a table, test case id, I'll say test case id, simply I'll write like this, right? Now look at that, test case id t1, I'll write it. Now see, look into that, all this combination, you have a truth table, you have gone through that, right? Now look at that, right? If, okay, look at this here, that if, okay, age greater than 18, if this is false, look at that, if this is false, right, and whether the, okay, age greater than 18, look at that, if this is a false, C2, okay, is immaterial, is a don't care condition, right? Because, okay, C1 is false, right? This is immaterial. Now what happens is that the entire condition C3 is now false, but look at that, okay, now there are two scenarios. One, okay, C4 may be true and C4 may be false. These are the possibilities. Are you getting this? Are you getting this? Right? Ashish, Ankit, Arpita.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes,
So,
sir.
uh, anybody? Anybody? Can I, okay, if they have any questions, okay, unmute and get into this kind of things.
Sir, I have a doubt.
God.
Sir, in C2, why you have put this dash dash?
Thank
Instead, we
you.
can write false there only, sir.
No, no, no. Okay, okay. See, look into that. This, if condition C1 is false, right? Okay, no matter whether it is a true or false, entire C3 will be false only, right? Please look into that. No matter what value you have, okay, otherwise what happens is that number of test case will increase, which doesn't have okay, anything. For example, now look at that, what I can do is, one for true I will do it, doesn't make a difference because C1 is false, right? Under one I can make an entry, it is a false, right? So this doesn't make a difference, doesn't make a difference, right? Under these circumstances, when C1 equal to false, C2, whether it is a true or false, doesn't make a sense at all, so that you can reduce number of test cases. Are you clear? When C1 is false, the whether it is a female or male doesn't make a difference, but entire C3 is false only. Your, are you convinced, Ankit?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Right. But on the contrary, now look at that, I'll take a test case 3. Right? In test case 3, now it is a true. When it is a true, right, there is a possibility that, okay, this will be once for false, right, combination, and once for true you have to take it. These are the two separate conditions. Are you getting it? Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, you need to test all these things properly. All conditions must be, okay, exposed by providing an appropriate data in all possible combinations of, okay, conditions that makes a complex expression. Are you clear? Right? And you have to produce minimum number of okay, test cases for this. Otherwise, you have all possible combination. You people can try today, have all possible kind of combination. Some of the conditions are redundant. Okay, one of the best example I told you is here. So look at that T1, when it is equal to false, this can be true, this can be false. Why do you take it? Why do you take it? Then again for each one of that, C4 combination will come. Right? So you prove to be some redundant okay things here. That is quite visible, right? This is called short circuit code. In C you came across the short circuit code, right? So when this is equal to false, okay, the compiler doesn't evaluate this at all. Are you clear? Are you clear? Ashish, are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Syntax directed translation SDT, when you look into that, the intermediate code generation is done in such a way that when the condition C1 is equal to false, it doesn't evaluate C2. Not required. Okay, it is wasting its time. Now, in that case, what happens is by mistake, okay, you have given one input where okay, this is false, right? Then it works properly, right? And under that circumstance, right, this might not have been exercised and it will go with the error as it is. That's why the condition testing is necessary. All conditions you need to properly exercise in pair, in combination with others. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. Shall I remove the screen now?
Yeah.
Any explanation required?
Uh, there's nothing in the chat, sir. But
Yeah.
something has to.
Yeah, people can unmute directly also. Right?
Yeah.
Now please look into that, how to write the answer I told you. I'll repeat once again. Now consider the following business scenario where IRCTC has come up with a new policy from January 1st, 2021, where they are giving a 10% concession, okay, to all the female citizen having greater than 18 age, and also for irrespective of the gender who have crossed the age 70, greater than 70. Look into that. Right? It's not 70, okay, more than they should have crossed. Right? Yes. For such people, they are giving 10% concession in whatever they travel on the top of existing concessions, whatever okay that is there. And the railway ministry has given this notification to software development cell of IRCTC, and IRCTC okay, has to develop this, incorporate this in their software, and very next day morning it should be released, so that is operational. And in the night, the testing team have been asked to develop the test cases and check the implementation, whatever is done correctly or not. So you as the consultant, right, develop a test cases. A testing team is supposed to keep ready for this notification, the test case for this requirement, right? So that when a code is ready, so that they can test it immediately and work on that, right? And this is a business scenario. For the above business scenario considered, okay, it is translated into programming statement, and the expression with the condition it goes like this. You'll be writing this, right? Then you'll be writing 2-3 line comments on that. Here, okay, condition C1 is age greater than 18. Separately write it. The condition 2 is okay, female. Okay, put together C1 and C2, they are called condition 3. And age greater than 70 is condition 3. And is OR operation. Right? Now, right, the following, okay, the test case table show the possible combination of, right, conditions. T indicates true, F indicates false. Right? So, you write the table, and below the table you write explanation, right? Consider the T1, right? In this case, the condition C1 is false. When C1 is false, right, it doesn't make a difference, the C2, whether it is a male or female, true or false, because condition is false. So in that case, C3 is false. So the redundant one we can eliminate. C2 for a C1 equal to F, C2 true or false, this combination you can avoid and put a line dash indicating that the value of this is redundant. No matter what it is, doesn't make a difference because of the AND operation. Had it been OR operation, things are different. Right now, under this, it is a single, right? C3, right, fails, right? C3 fails in T1 and C4 is succeeds. And T2, C3 fails, same thing, and C4 is okay, fails also, right? These are the two things. Give explanation for that. Similarly, rest all the test cases have been built, right? Yes, you need not explain all. If a time permits, you explain. If marks are more, marks and time did go hand in hand. Got it? Right? So please look into that. For a 20 marks question, right? 20 marks, how many you are writing? 5. Right? Okay, is that okay? And how many, okay, how much time is there available to you? 3 hours. Right? Right. So approximately how much time for each question? Ashish, Ankit.
6 minutes, sir. No, sorry.
No. Semester exam I'm talking. 20
Yeah, 3 hours, sir, for 5 units.
5 units, okay, 3 hours. Okay. Uh,
36 minutes for each unit.
right. So that, keeping that in mind, question paper is set. Right? Sometimes the variation is there. You have to plan such that wherever minimum time, take a minimum time, right, completely. Remaining all, where possibly that it takes more time, you spend more time on that. And accordingly you'll be writing. So your explanation also you should limit. I know this explanation, so I cannot keep on writing for 45 minutes the same thing. Are you getting it? Right? It is something equal to your run rate in cricket language. You have to maintain that also. Got it? Hmm? So now the floor is open for discussion. Any question that you would like to know, because same thing stands good for all other questions, which I will not explain in full and partly I'll explain. You know how to write the answer. Is that clear?
Yes, it is.
Everyone is free. Okay, open, right? You can openly call me right now. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Right? Question number 1A. No, we don't. Okay, try to cover all this question paper today only. It can be continued tomorrow also. No issues. Because it's the revision class. Revision, everything will pick and keep on explaining about that. Any questions from any of the students, participants? Writing business scenario clearly, translating that into programming expression, then identifying the conditions in that and specifically mentioning separately, right? C1 stands for this, C2 stands for this, C3 is C1 and C2, and C4 is this, and put together this, right? For these conditions, right, following is a table. And maybe as a part of an interview placement, right, why condition testing is important. Now consider the same situation. I will try with C1 equal to, right, C1 equal to, okay, false, right, and go ahead, right, C1 equal to false in the sense, right, C2 is not being tested at all. Or I'll give a conditions, I'll give an input such that C4 is being exercised, right, and I assume that it is giving 10% concession, everything is all right. But what about C2? Right, under both the situation, C2 code is not executed at all because compiler doesn't, okay, when C1 equal to false, compiler doesn't generate a code for C2. If there are errors in C2, here it is a simple thing, okay, you are checking just the gender, female, but that condition C2 may be again a complex thing. There may be call made, return value based certain expression may be there in that. In that case, that may not be exercised. and return value. Okay, now look at that, female are written here. Okay, in place of that, a complex expression which calls some function and return value. Based on the return value, that expression is being evaluated. Then, in that case, what happens? Right? Please look into that. That's why every condition is to be executed, and that is the objective of condition testing. Hope I have made the things clear to you. Right? How do you do it? Right? Attend a class, listen to all these things, look at the book, what they say, any book, right? And look at the internet. There are a lot of examples are there. You just type condition testing, you get n number of examples, right? And please look at condition testing is condition testing only, whether it is covered in textbook or reference book or in the internet, right? And depth of coverage, the overall coverage, you have to attend a class that will tell you the scope of for the examination. Right? Now decision testing is a one. Okay, now decision is the true entire expression is evaluated to be true. That is a decision. 10% issue the 10% concession, or don't issue 10% concession. Okay, this is called decision. Decision is made up of several conditions. Ashish, Ankit, Arpita, is that clear to you?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Ankit,
Sir, but I have a doubt.
no, go ahead.
Sir, you told ki like a decision is I should give 10% or not, but if the condition means overall condition, this complex condition, if this overall will be true, then we have to give the concession to those person, no sir?
True. Okay, now look at that. Okay, in case of decision, this decision condition is decision testing is made up of condition testings only. Right? When you exercise all conditions, decisions is taken care, because finally you will have a decision, right? 1 minute, I'll write here. Okay, look at the table. Look at the table here. Okay, this is the results. What is that you are going to do? Okay, issue 10%. Issue 10%. Right? So there are two. Okay, one is issue. This is the decision. Issue, right? Or do not issue. Are you getting it? Right? You are issuing here. Do not issue. Right? So you go for the condition testing that is much deeper, much micro level things. Got it? Understood? A decision condition alone may not
Yes,
tell
sir.
you that your code is correct, because, and say for example, issue concession. You know what I'll do is I'll put age equal to 80. It executes and issues that one. Right? Decision testing is true part is being done. Right? Are you getting it? Then false part, right? I'll put age 15. It will not issue. Right? Will it cover all conditions? Decision coverage doesn't mean that a condition coverage. Whereas condition coverage, it means that decisions are being covered. 100% condition coverage, it means that 100% decision coverage. Are you clear about that, Ankit?
Yes, sir.
Right. Right? So when you discuss all those things, when you understand all these things, now tomorrow you may get something, an odd question, something like that. Prepare business scenario and show that, like the decision coverage, 100% decision coverage, not necessarily the code is correct. No, how do you write the answer? How do you write the answer? Just now I explained. Clear? So understanding is more important. What do you mean by decision? What do you mean by condition? Always remember, learn by example. This is the example. Any example. Learn by example. And when you learn by example, don't stick to that example. And tomorrow, if at all you get a question, explain with the example, no, you have already bonus thing. Whatever you remember, simply write it. But that rarely happens. Right? Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And another complex part, okay, prepare business scenario instance, there's one small complex part. But on the top of this, a scenario will be given to you and you will be preparing a condition testing for that. That is the best case. We did not add those things in IA3 because of so many reasons. But okay, that is the best case preparation. I'll give one paragraph. Prepare a condition testing. Prepare test cases for condition testing. That's all. And same scenario I'll give it to you. How do you do it? Understanding that, writing the programming language expression with condition, then preparing a table. Once you know what is the condition testing, given anything you can write it. And if time doesn't permit, you write a test, at least few test cases, and then say that on the same thing you can continue that one if time doesn't permit. Don't show that you are incomplete. Show that, right, within time restriction. Okay, these things that are yet to, on the same ground. There are many other test cases to be added to this, but you have to manage within 30 minutes. One question. Pick from all the things which start writing the best answer first, which you are confident of getting some percent marks. So that is the impression you leave it to the teacher, evaluator. Margin, proper margin. Within margin, only a question number to be written, bits are to be written, right? And left margin, right margin, proper, right? Best answer first. And out of the best, which can be within 30 minutes, you can do that, you do it. If some of the questions take, though you know perfectly, it takes 40 minutes. In that case, you have to save some time in some other question, right? And get it here. That you should know. Shall I go to the next one? Any question here? Hello? Ashish?
Yeah, no question, sir.
I wanted everyone, please ensure that, because you have got last 2 minutes, okay, where testing and project management. Okay, first we will revise that and then get into the other part, if required, if called by students. That's why I
Yes.
selected I3.
Yeah.
Right. I'll remove the screen. Right? Okay. Then I'll go to the next question. Right. Now, you people are, okay, you have got an experience now. Right? List and explain. Now, please look into that. When I say list, first you list what? Various tasks. Right? Duration for each task. Their dependencies for the academic project plan during 5th SAM. Right. Now, how do you write the answer? Right. So what you can do is, right, first list task. The various tasks involved in the, first we'll be writing the project title. The 5th semester project which I'm doing is title. It is a titled one so and so. In this work, the following are the various tasks. So when task is there, right? So what is a task? The task is higher level things which makes a project. Task is not that one I need to collect a book from my this one. No, right? The task could be right interaction with the client for right collecting requirements. Right? Task could be like a review of requirement collected. Task could be right preparing the and finalizing requirement specifications. Right? Because every task will produce some observable right outcome. It could be a document. Okay, it could be document, it could be a feature, right? Whatever it is, right? So keep on listing the task. It could be procurement of software, it could be training, right? It could be module 1, it could be module 2, right? It could be module 3. Are you getting it? Right? It may be student registration module, right? Print module, report generation module, right? Thus. Are you getting it? So, what are the tasks? that are involved in project, your project. It is not a generic, you should not write a generic thing, it should be specific to your project. Okay, the first thing is you are listing. So you can say that one list. The various tasks involved in that, it includes, say, task T1, right? Task T1 you write, you describe. Task T2 you write, you describe. Right? And when you describe this here, you can also write that one, this is going to produce certain outcome and we call it as a milestone. Right? Freezing requirement, software requirement specification, right, is one milestone. Right?
Excuse me, sir.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm Ankit, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sir. As you told you, like milestone will be some outcomes, but sir, the way we had done, like milestone will be the time requirements time, no, sir. Like time duration or timeline. Ki within this time we have to complete this task.
No, no, no. Okay, milestone. Okay. See, for example, you are traveling from Dharwad to Jharkhand. Okay, Dharwad to Jharkhand, right? And not okay, one single such train. So assume that from Dharwad to Pune you go, from Pune to okay, something Lonaval you go, from Lonaval to some Bombay you go, from Bombay to your place, right? Okay, now you go there, change the train. Reaching Pune is one milestone, right? Are you getting travel
Yes, sir.
and to produce certain outcomes in project progress? Certain project progress is seen in every milestone. Okay, I'll say milestone. What are the different milestones? Maybe, right? One of the milestone is okay, generating right software requirement specification (SRS). Right? One of the milestone may be right procuring particular software and completing training program could be another milestone. Are you getting it? Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, this is specific to your project you are doing it. List it. Then once the list is being done, right, and also you can write, okay, at somewhere, right, if there are any dependencies, you can write T2 is dependent on T1. You can write it in the description only, right? You can write in this in the form of the table also, no issues, right? Right. And the same, you are
Yes, sir.
promoting that in the form of graph. Right, once a table is ready, it is nothing but a graph, and you can show right somewhere milestone also you can show, and duration, how much time is required, and you can write start date, end date for all these things. Are you getting it? This task, okay, say T2, right, you can write start date is this, end date is this, right, and it may produce some milestone. What is that? That milestone is right, okay, procurement of software. One minute, just a minute. Hello, is it visible? Hello,
Yes, sir. It's visible.
right. So somehow it has gone, whatever that I have written due to okay here. Now what you can do is say I have a T1, right? T1 you can write somewhere here start date and end date, right? And you can have a dependency, right? Now T2, right? T2 can begin only after T1 is completed, right? Okay, T2, so T2, it can produce, right? Sir, could you add in chat? T2 can produce certain milestone. Sir, 11. Right? T2 can produce a milestone M1. So like this, you are writing a dependency chart, right? A graph that shows about, right, the entire project planning. Are you getting it? So this should be realistic for your fifth semester project. Ashish, Ankit, Arpita, You have anything to say in this?
No, sir, we have understood, sir.
Okay, that's great. And please look into that. Okay, you have to read a book, you have to attend a class, you have to look at the internet, and forget everything. Are you getting it? Okay. Then any project, any work is given, apply your mind and prepare there only. Okay, I
Yes,
read
sir.
a book and accordingly I write it. No, the software engineering doesn't work like that. Are you clear?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Right. Now, just simple example, I taught you about how to prepare a Jira rice now. Now, I'll ask you that one, go to kitchen room and do it. You cannot open a book, or you cannot open my PPT, or you cannot open my videos. Am I right? In a
Yes,
kitchen
sir.
room, you have to prepare a Jira rice. Simple. Are you clear?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Right. So now, okay, if I ask you to write question number one, A and B, what is your confidence level out of 10 marks? Tell me.
Yeah, sir, it's about 9, sir.
That's great. That's great. Because your answer by writing however best you write it, right? Mindset of different people will be different, Like, don't expect 100% marks in software engineering, right?
Yes, sir.
Your style of writing, your ideas that you conceive, okay, and put it here, that also will influence lot. Though the answer is correct, you may not get 100% marks. Very clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. I think we will limit only to this, and today we'll stop. I have to go back to my project and look into the exams are going on. Right. Ashish and Arpita, tell me that one. Shall we meet tomorrow and continue this? Morning.
Sir, sir, I've taken a vote from almost everyone from the class. We ended up with a decision that it should be around 3 or 4 classes per week, and if any other doubt sessions are required, we would do that.
Okay, that's good. Tell me that one. When will be our next class? Because we have to complete this thing also, no?
Yeah, yes, sir. I'll text you. I'll make up a.
Okay,
Um, yeah,
we will agree, Arpita and Ashish, remember, right? Previous day, Ashish will call me, right, and inform me, right?
yes,
Next day, but we will be having class at 8 o'clock only.
8 o'clock in the morning. Yes, sir.
Yeah, 8 5, because I'll start a project income for next 2 3 days. Otherwise, it is 8 o'clock by default. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Shall we agree with that? Okay. So when is next class? Ashish will tell. And I assume that tomorrow is not there. Tomorrow is there or not? At least that we can look into.
Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow we can finish this off, sir.
Okay. Tomorrow 8 5 we will meet. 8 5. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Right? 1 minute. I'll stop sharing this. Right? And please remember how to write the answer. And revision we are doing it. This is the first revision class. Right? So with this, I come to the end of this meeting. Shall I close?
Yeah, yes, sir. If
I'll end the
anything has
meeting.
to.
I'll end the meeting and tell all the people that even if they have any doubt and all, they can talk to me anytime. Directly also. Got it?
Sure, sir.
Okay. Okay. By tomorrow, 8 5 will meet. Bye.
Yes, yes. Thank you, sir.
Bye.